fucked up.
So let's check out this video of a fella having an encounter with a couple of the boys in plainclothes blue. Tell me what you see. Let's ship this video off to one of our cops, and he's going to tell you what really is going on.
Fucked up.
Get all of the money, bro. Yo, get all the money.
Get back. Fucked up.
Yo, get all the money, bro. They got a gun, pussy, bro. Pussy got a whole gun up. You got a whole gun up, nigga. You pussy. You got a whole gun up, nigga. You got a whole gun up, nigga. You got a whole gun up, nigga. That nigga's pussy, nigga. You got a whole gun up.
Get back.
You got a whole gun up. No, you bleeding. No, you wildin'. No, you bleeding, pussy. You bleeding, pussy. You bleeding, pussy. You bleeding, pussy.
Just calm down.
What you talking about? Niggas is wild, nigga. Yo, Kerry, you good, Kerry? Hey, yo, E, you good, E? Yo, you good, Kerry?
Okay, let's get a take from a cop. Hey, Colin, if you ever watch old Western films, you've undoubtedly heard the term lynching. Lynching was what occurred when an angry mob, usually comprised of law-abiding citizens of the town, would be so outraged at the crime someone committed, they would physically wrest or lynch a prisoner from the custody of the town marshal as he tried to bring his prisoner to jail. The crowd wanted to take the prisoner out of the custody of law enforcement and bring him to instant street justice by hanging him in the public square. This is where we get the term lynching a prisoner. The practice was made illegal for many reasons, most obviously our country's dedication to innocent till proven guilty. In today's law enforcement environment, lynching has taken a complete 180-degree turn. The fellas and lovely ladies who are, without a doubt in my personal law enforcement experience, responsible for the vast, capital vast, majority of all attempted lynchings, have completely changed the intention of lynching. Now instead of the angry mob wanting to bring the perpetrator to swift and immediate street justice to maintain law and order, they are trying to free the fella or lovely lady to help them evade justice. This video is a textbook example of an attempted lynching. You can tell by the absence of uniformed personnel that these officers are part of a street crimes or robbery suppression type of squad. What this means is these officers are highly experienced street cops who have been interviewed and selected to chase the worst of the worst. They don't answer radio calls for service like regular cops. They identify and hunt dangerous felons exclusively. Look closely at the two cops that arrive and shut the fence on the mob. You can see they're wearing their ballistic vests under button-up shirts. Those are the other cops who were involved with chasing the fella in question. The officer holding the suspect down underneath his knee is in standard prone handcuffing position. I can't tell if the suspect is handcuffed or not. I'll give one of two possibilities. The officer either has already handcuffed the suspect and is holding him prone until other officers arrived, or he is waiting until it is safe to handcuff him. It was not safe to take his eyes off of the angry mob to conduct a thorough search for weapons or to stand him up. The officer controlled his prisoner and drew his firearm in anticipation of danger as an angry, violent mob surged. Does anyone in this country, cop or otherwise, white or black, think it's beyond the realm of possibility that a fellow would shoot a cop to free his arrested buddy? Didn't think so. We saw it in the video of the LA foot pursuit in Newton. The second option is that the suspect is not yet handcuffed and the officer is holding the suspect in prone position while he waits for his fellow officers to arrive and watch his back while he handcuffs a resisting and most likely armed suspect. Handcuffing would be the most opportune time for a mob to surge and lynch the prisoner because if the officer struggles to get the cuffs on, the mob will swarm and outnumber him. The fellow videotaping everything appears to be directing others to grab or otherwise dispose of the fruits of the suspect's crime. He's also calling on his buddies. They always seem to have the same days off from work to continue filming and create chaos. This fella and others who are participating are guilty of attempted lynching, resisting and obstructing officers, and/or inciting a riot. The cops acted like total pros they are. Perfect officer safety tactics. Notice how they are forced to remain professional and calm in the face of serious danger and verbal assaults, even when they are bleeding. Now ask yourself this question. Does anyone truly believe this plainclothes team of veterans cops just appeared from nowhere and randomly selected this fella, targeting him for no reason whatsoever? Or do you think these cops were actively looking for this specific, dangerous, violent felon? I've been that cop with a button-up shirt over the vest. I can tell you for certain there was nothing random about this. Again, we must ask this question. How do cops do this day in and day out? How? When risking our lives to arrest the worst of the worst, we are attacked as the enemy. The backwards thinking is destroying law enforcement across the country, all because crime is the new black entitlement. Even armed robbers who are sticking guns in people's faces are considered a lesser evil than the cops. How did we get here? It's the same thinking that got 5 officers kicked out of a Starbucks in Arizona because a customer didn't feel safe. Hating cops is the new trendy fad. Only this fad is getting cops killed, and the media loves it. Sooner rather than later, the wolves will be at the door, and the world will turn back to relying on the sheepdogs. The cops are not the problem. Oh, and for anyone who wants to give me the, quote, white people lynching prisoners too BS.
Please, sir. I want some more.
Send a video or two of it happening to good old Colin, along with your analysis. We'll have a debate anytime, anywhere. Great job by my brothers in blue on that video. Your cop. Thank you, Senor Cop, for the illuminating information. You did leave out one thing, all those tactics the cops employed to protect themselves, protect others, grab the bad guys. They are pretty much guaranteed to make the black kids angry.